advocates whisper in the hall, where justice wears a mask and truth begins to fall. Every thread they pull, every lie they weave, in the courtroom's dance, who's left to believe? Oh, the devil's in the details, hiding in plain sight, innocent until the gavel steals the light. True crime echoes through the hollow night, fighting injustice with no end. The devil's in the details, hiding in plain sight, innocent until the gavel steals the light. True crime echoes through the hollow night, fighting injustice with no end in sight. A photograph fades where the truth once stood. Blurred lines between the bad and the good. The scales they tilt with every silver tongue, while the broken cry for a song unsung. Black robes sway like shadows on the wall. One wrong word and the mighty fall. Who's a sinner? Who's a saint? The jury's out, but the verdict's faint. Oh, the devil's in the details, hiding in plain sight, innocent until the gavel steals the light. True crime echoes through the hollow night, fighting injustice with no end. The devil's in the details, hiding in plain sight, innocent until the gavel steals the light. True crime echoes through the hollow night, fighting injustice with no end in sight.
All right, welcome everybody to another Crimes After Dark. It is a low-key night. There's not a lot of people here. We got we're missing like 1.5 of our members. I say 1.5 because one of our panelists is going to be here. I think they're just going to be a little late. The other one won't be here, I don't think, tonight. So we've got right now backstage, we've got one, we've got Robin, we've got myself. Well, I'm not backstage. I'm right here. Anyways, the point being is that a couple people backstage, and we do have another person coming on. Dago should be here in a little bit. I don't think we're going to have JJ tonight. He's got a prior engagement. So we'll get kind of at it pretty quick. But the good news is, if Robin hasn't done so already, we need to throw the invite. It would be a good night for you to come up on stage if you want to and ask a question. We'll also try to spend a little bit more time monitoring the chat tonight. So when it's a little low, slow, and whatever, quieter, we can get to more of the chat. So welcome to that. And I saw somebody, by the way, say something about the custody queens. I miss the custody queens. We haven't had them on the show for a long time. Hopefully we can get them back soon. I have had some communications with them. So we do have some communications that go on behind the scenes. So everybody's still on friendly basis, and we will do something again in the future. But they are busy making the rounds, and we're busy doing the thing. And so, but we will get that circled back together, because we are in communication with each other. For those who are saying, hey, love the custody queens. Yeah, we do as well. And we will have them on as soon as we possibly can. So let's go ahead and get some people on stage with me, because you don't want to just hear me talk all night long. I got things to talk about, but it's better when I have somebody to talk to. So let's do that. Let's bring Robin on first. Robin, how are you?
I'm doing well, thank you. And how about yourself, sir?
I'm feeling middling. I'm feeling middling. Yeah, I'm right down the middle. Like, I'm right between giddy and depressed. I'm right down the middle. So I'm doing all right.
Oh, okay. Opposite ends of the spectrum for sure. So
yeah, and so I'm right in the middle. I'm right in the middle of that. Yeah. So how about you? How's your emotional state of mind today?
My emotional state of mind is just fine. I'm what was it my grandpop used to, I'm fat, ragged, and sassy.
Well, that's
lots of people I know used to say that. That's an old term.
Yeah. My dad used to have a phrase. I can't say it on air, or I'll probably get flagged if we say it too soon into the show. YouTube will be like, that's inappropriate content.
Well,
But
you
anyway,
have to tell me after the show then now. Come
right,
on.
right. My dad had a whole bunch of things. My dad actually was 5'4". He used to also tell people that he was short because the Bible says the wicked shall be cut off, and that was the reason why he was short. So and oddly enough, that guy became a minister. That guy became a minister with making jokes like the wicked shall be cut off. That's why he's 5'4". So fortunately, I got taller genes than my dad. I don't know how that works. Maybe my dad wasn't my dad. That's the deal. Anyways, let's just let that go. Let's just let that go. This went completely sideways. Let's bring one on stage before I get myself in trouble.
You guys are killing me. Jesus Christ.
Uncle Bob is my dad.
Evening, everyone. Wow, boy.
We're gonna have a Jerry Springer episode here.
Yeah,
is this thing on? Is this thing on?
I think I went through the wrong door. I got lost.
Sometimes I just say things for shock value. I can't help it. Like I used to, and by the way, I learned that from an old friend. We'll get back to the second and how you're doing for that. But I had a friend who he would purposely try to offend somebody with shock value when he first met them as a test to see if you can be friends. So if he said something really offensive to a complete stranger, if you freaked out about it, you can't be friends with that guy. If you could handle it, be like, okay, you're the kind of person I could be friends with because I didn't scare you off by saying something completely horrendous and shock value. So that was his test. So I learned to pick up a little bit of that as well. But how are you doing tonight?
I am peachy. Remind me to throw some apples and oranges at Dago.
What's that?
What?
What's the apples?
Because he covered the Nancy Grace travesty.
Yeah.
So now I watched this. Now I watched it twice.
My gosh.
2 hours of my life I'll never get back.
And I
call her Nasty Nancy or something like that.
Oh, I hate saying, but it just feels sometimes when she talks like it's crocodile tears. Like it doesn't feel authentic when she does the whole cracking voice and fluttery eyes and
right.
But I don't know.
The big thing that I mean, there's going to be like different styles that just like us with our true crime genre here, different styles, different tastes. But one thing that I can't stand with her, it doesn't matter what crime or what she's talking about, she always has to insert herself into what's going on. Like I know her fiance was killed, and she always has to make her like part of the story. Like it's not always about you.
And now you're making me self-conscious. I'm like, did I just do that when I just told you the story about my dad?
No, because you don't tell us that same story over and over again. So no, you're good.
Right.
Eventually, I'm going to start telling the same stories over and over again. It comes with age, I think. But anyways, you'll be like, yes, I've heard this story 30 times. Oh, I have stories that my aunt told me that I can't get out of my head because I've heard it 37 times, like in an evening. But anyways, I'm glad to see you guys have survived the storms on the East Coast, and you guys seem to be in chipper moods. And despite the fact that you're watching lots of videos that cause you angst, you still keep coming back. So there's that. I have a video, by the way, to watch. I may let one do our welcome message and intro, but I have a video that gave me some angst I want to share with you guys. So we'll talk about that in a little bit. But why don't you get us kind of kicked off one if you're ready to do that?
Sure. Is it good to be alive in the den on a Wednesday night?
Yes.
Love you, Jackson, Juliana, and of course my beautiful wife. In the quiet, when the noise finally dies, that's when the questions get loud. Tonight isn't about answers. It's about what's been buried beneath them. This is where certainty breaks down, where official stories start to feel rehearsed, where timelines don't quite line up, and silence feels intentional. We're not here to shock you. We're here to unsettle you. Because truth doesn't usually scream. It waits, patient, uncomfortable. This is the place where narratives are pulled apart, piece by piece, where facts are tested under pressure, and where doubt is not a weakness, but a tool. What if the story you were given was incomplete? What if evidence only tells part of it? What if the rush to judgment left something behind, someone behind? We don't defend the unthinkable, we challenge the unquestioned. Every angle examined, every assumption challenged, every conclusion held up to the light and then dragged back into the dark. Because justice doesn't live in headlines. It lives in details, in contradictions, in the spaces no one wants to look. If you're here for comfort, you won't find it. But if you're willing to sit with the doubt, to slow down, to listen closely to what isn't being said, then stay. This is where certainty goes to die. This is where the case never really ends. Welcome to Devil's Advocates. Let's begin. And with that, live from New York, it's Wednesday night.
Yay! Well, thank you so much. And while you were reading, by the way, I noticed we have somebody who's catching their first live, so that's exciting. I'm always excited.
Nice.
By the way, I love it when you guys tell me where you're from. So whether it's a state, whether it's a country, whether it's an ocean, whatever the case may be, whether it's just an altered state of mind, I like to know where you're coming from. It's always fun to hear those things. So let me know in the shout outs. And if you're new, we do like to feature and kind of pay attention to you more so that if you have a question, it's your first time on the live, you can get that, because the whole idea behind the live is it's live interaction. You don't just listen to me rant on long form videos, which, by the way, I make a lot of long form videos. In fact, I'm going to try to make a long form video recorded for tomorrow morning if I can, but you know, I never stop working, it seems like. But speaking of videos, I did want to talk a little bit about surprise. Well, first of all, no, I'm going to not make it the lead. I had a video come out today on Delphi and its connections to the Franks hearings, right? It was no Franks, no fair.
Yeah.
The videos, did pretty well. But it was pointing out the idea that both of these cases, in Richard Allen's case and Brian Kohberger's case, the defense tried to get a Franks hearing, which basically says a judge didn't see the whole story when you went for an arrest in the first place. And the Franks hearing is supposed to kind of correct that. Like, was an arrest supposed to have been made in the first place? Was a search warrant supposed to be issued in the first place? And in both of those cases, the judges basically denied a Franks hearing. And I just find that very, very, very troublesome.
Yeah. Why deny it?
Why deny it? I mean,
exactly.
Just hear them out. You can't even give them the courtesy of hearing out their argument. It seems disgusting that you wouldn't at least hear the argument. I don't even understand the purpose of rejecting it. It feels like it should be a constitutional right to have it heard at least. Make an effort to pretend like you cared that it could have been done wrong. And my complaint is that in our justice system, once like the best thing you can do is don't get into the system. If you get into the system accused of something, God help you. More than likely, you're going to be convicted. So the best thing you can do is never get arrested, because if you get arrested, you're probably screwed. Because if they want you for something, they're probably going to make it go down, or they'll convince you that they're going to get you and you're going to have to take a lesser deal so you'll get something. I can't tell you the number of people in our own chat that say, we've had people in our own chat constantly say, I had to plead guilty to something I didn't do because I was told it was going to go worse for me if I didn't. Tons of people in our chat say that. I personally had to plead guilty to something I didn't do in order to avoid the harder penalty. It happens all the time. Don't get into the juggernaut system. If you get in, you're almost doomed.
Swallows you.
So,
it's like you get lost in the abyss. It's like
and that totally flies in the face of, people say, well, you won't say you're guilty if you didn't, if you're innocent. Well, yeah.
And Ange K is going to sit on my fucking screen for like 10 minutes because she says she doesn't get any attention because she's not new anymore. So you're just going to sit there. You're just going to sit there on the screen getting lots of attention. I'm just teasing you, of course. This is supposed to be fun and in jest, but you're not just a boring Indiana girl. That was a follow-on comment. So the point being is, I just thought it was funny. She's like, well, nobody pays attention because I'm not new. And I'm like, that's it. I'm going to pin that comment and I'm just going to sit there for like 12 minutes. but I can't because 12 minutes of my life is an eternity. Watch how fast I talk. You want to know what you can get out of my mouth in 12 minutes? It's crazy. But thank you for giving me something that I could poke some fun at you. I'm pretty sure you take that in jest. It wasn't meant serious. I was just playing. I wanted to talk a little bit about, we talked about Nancy Grace, and we talked about the Gonzalez's going on Nancy Grace. And I realized, by the way, it's the thing that I never want to say. I noticed that our panelists even don't consistently agree on the way to pronounce the Gonzalez name. Gonzalez, Goncalves, different people on our own panel. And I swear, if I say Goncalves once in a video, I'll have 12 people telling me I'm an idiot and don't know how to pronounce the family's name and how disrespectful you are. So I'm just going to stick with the one, like most people on TV call them Gonzalez and they don't seem to correct those people. So I figure if the fucking News Nation can call him Gonzalez, I'm going to call him Gonzalez. Even though I understand in Portuguese, it's apparently a hard C. We've gone over this before. It still kicks me in the ass every time someone says Goncalves. I'm like, I know I should be saying Goncalves, but they say Gonzalez. Anyways, let's talk about the Gonzalez's. Going on Nancy Grace, making the tour again. And here's the thing. It bothers me fundamentally. I don't want to attack this family. I don't want to attack any of the victims, but it bothers me that they go on major platforms and then shit all over YouTubers at how disrespectful we are while continuing to change the narrative and things that they've said over and over again. Once again, and I want to play it for everybody. Once again, Steve Gonzalez dropped new bombshell information on the public, in my opinion. And most people missed it. I honestly don't think most people understand what he just fucking said. So I'm going to play something that he said, and then I'm going to walk you through it so you can't miss it, okay? Because you might miss it. I'm going to walk you through what he said so you understand why it's a problem. All right, so I'm going to try to put this on screen. Oh, my gosh. I don't mean to pick on the family. I really don't. But again, when we get trashed and then this happens, I don't understand what I'm supposed to do. Am I just supposed to play the game and pretend like this shit isn't happening? All right. So here we go. Steve, I still sympathize with you, man. I do. But this shit's driving me insane. All right, I'm going to play this. Is it Jesse Weber doing the interview? And they're going to talk about, and I don't know how much we can get away without copyright infringement and whatever. Hopefully we won't get busted for that. They're going to talk about how the Gonsalveses didn't even know that the crime scene photos were being released. And so Jesse's going to do his sympathetic, I can't believe that happened. It's just disgusting. It's just awful that it happened. But then he asks the question, since it's out there, has it changed your mind about who the target of the house was? And wait till you fucking hear the answer. Yeah. What? I feel like I'm in the fucking Twilight Zone.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna remove the parental advisory from one's face. All right, let's see if we can play it. Let me know with a raised hand, one of you guys, that you can hear the audio when I start to play it.
The people will say this information can help maybe shed some light into the timeline of the attack, the intention of this. The injuries sustained by all four were awful. But the injuries sustained by Kaylee and Maddie and where they were positioned and how many injuries they sustained to their face and neck, does this give you an indication that Bryan Kohberger was targeting them specifically?
Now, I'm going to stop right there for two reasons. One, because I want to make sure we don't go too long and get a copyright violation of playing news. Yeah. How could you get a fucking copyright for playing news? Anyways, I want to make sure we're doing that. First of all, it takes some balls to remind a father how many times his daughter was stabbed in the face and neck. That right? Seemed a little like, what? Like, depending on how many times they stabbed your daughter in the face. I'm like, fuck, dude. Like, even I don't think I would fucking go to that description. But he asks the question of Steve, does it change your mind of who Bryan Kohberger targeted? First of all, did they not tell us over and over again there's no evidence anybody was, like, at first they said it was a targeted attack. Then they said there was no target. The house itself was targeted. Nobody was specifically. But listen carefully. Listen carefully at about three things Steve Gonzalez says all in a run-on sentence. Okay, here we go.
No, I think there's some timing advance records that kind of lead me to believe that it was another person that they were looking for. I mean, Matt might have been part of that, but there was two individuals. But I think all the families tried not to go down a road where we blamed each other, or we tried to say one person's kid was more responsible or had a role in this or something like that. We tried to keep it. Unfortunately, we had to do this all together. And
all right, I don't understand. I don't know if you caught how horrendous what he just said was. In my opinion, based on timing advance records, we believe now that there was someone else who was targeted in the house, maybe two of them, and Maddie might have been one of them. First of all, what the fuck does the timing advance records have to do anything with showing who the target of the house was? That, do you not understand? All the timing advance records supposedly were showing was whether or not he was going to Moscow or whether he was going to Wawa Park. That's it. So how could the timing advance records tell him who the target was? Yeah, go ahead, Robin.
There's a bigger thing with that too.
Because
I know.
They could, depending on whose timing advance records we're talking about. There's more than just Brian's timing advance records, I'm sure. So if he seen Maddie and the other timing advance records for these other people, which supposedly didn't exist according to Crashly Jennings, so
well, that was going to be that was going to be my point. They claim that their timing advance records didn't exist. If you look it up, they'll say AT&T or whatever. They'll say that they didn't have kind of like really a formal thing. It's not like it is now where they keep it a long time. But if you do a little research, they did have timing advance records. It just it wasn't kept like it is now. So, and I do believe that, and I do believe she had it, but we were told that they didn't have it. So it's like, what the hell's going on here?
And I want to reiterate the other part of it. I believe fully in my heart that law enforcement early on believed that Kaylee was the target of the attack of the house. That Kaylee was. And at some point, mainstream media all got on board and started pitching a narrative that they completely made up with no receipts whatsoever, that maybe Brian Kohberger saw Maddie and thought she was so pretty that he had to have her, and Maddie was the target of the attack. They just completely made that up. Like there was nothing on it.
That he went to Mad Greek restaurant and all that.
They just completely made that whole story up, but they wanted to shift it away from Kaylee being the target. Then here's the thing that drives me nuts, what he just said. We now believe what? Now when? When did you change your mind? And I got so many things to rant about. We now believe, based on timing advance records, that somebody else, and I take that to mean somebody other than Kaylee, was the target of the house. And Maddie might have been one of them. So now you have to ask, okay, if Kaylee's not it and Maddie might have been one, then who was the couple of people? He said a couple of people were targeted. Steve is now saying 2 of the 4 kids were targeted and Maddie might have been one. And now you go back to the rumors that Xana and Maddie were the target of the attack because their parents had ratted on somebody in the drug trade. And then now we've been told there's a CI that was in the house, and all of this shit's starting to make sense. But you have to ask yourself, is Steve just watching YouTube and coming up with theories like everybody else and then shitting on people for coming up with their own theories while he's allowed to change his theory from time to time? Or does he actually know what happened in this case and everyone's fucking lying to us because they already know what happened in the case, and the whole bullshit lie that nobody was targeted was a lie, and that Maddie was the target was a half lie because maybe it was Xana and Maddie by extension. Like, it begins to make you wonder, like, it's one, look, I'll try to finish this fucking rant. I'll try. It's one of two things. Either Steve knows something we don't know, or he's just watching YouTube and coming up with theories on his own like everybody else, but then shitting on everyone for coming up with theories when he himself is allowed to change the theory at will. Like he keeps changing the theory about what happened. Is it because of inside knowledge? Or is he just watching YouTube and coming up with new theories and it's okay for him to change his mind from time to time, but nobody else?
I think both things can be true. I think that he may very well have inside information, but yet he's going to come out and just totally trash all of us. What was it that Christy called us? Oh, troll crimers or something like that. So I think both things can be true. And by the way, thank you, Michelle.
Yes, thank you, Michelle, for
5 people memberships.
And
yeah,
and
can I
people,
take a moment to
yeah,
can I
go
take
ahead.
a moment to explain how that works? Because I don't do that. I haven't done it for a while.
Yeah.
So from what I understand is you need to turn on, if you haven't before, the ability to receive gift memberships. So what Michelle has done is Michelle has paid for memberships. They're like $2.99 each, but she paid for 5 people to get memberships, and she doesn't have any control of who gets them. I don't have any control of who gets them. It's kind of a lottery system based on the people who have turned on the ability to receive free memberships. So if you don't have it turned on, you didn't get it this go around. Or maybe if only 3 got assigned and you turn it on now, maybe you'll get one of the 2 that are hanging out there in the wind. I don't know how that works exactly. So make sure if you haven't done so before, it doesn't commit you to anything, by the way. It doesn't commit you to anything. And, if you get gifted a free, it's not going to auto renew and start billing your credit card. It's already been paid for you. You didn't even have your credit card in the system. So it shouldn't be, it's not going to auto bill on you. I'll tell you that. But
no.
Someone's asking where do you turn it on?
So when you're on a browser, when you're on not on your phone, but on a browser, in the lower right corner is a little $sign in the lower right corner of our stream, and it'll be like that $sign has options for gifting, setting up, being able to give us gifts, or for you to receive gifts. It's in the same. So you kind of gonna drill into it. It's in that $sign there, and there's an area for turning on the ability to receive gifts and give gifts. So you can turn on the ability to receive gifts, and that way, if that happens again, you'll get it.
No, I'll let Lee answer this in a second, but just before he answers this, I think that Steve still believes that Kohlberger is not, he's involved, but he's not the only perpetrator. But I think his wife is like dead set on, no, BK did this.
It's like one guy and one guy alone. Even though Howard Bloom is changing his mind,
right?
Everybody seems
I don't
to be
think Steve G is really kind of dead. I think he really thinks that there's something else that was going on.
I've always felt Steve thought there was more than one person.
And what I was going to say is, like, Steve G was, he's on social media every other day here and there. If he had some kind of inside info, or he was finally given some info, think about it. Could it be possible a reason that he's not going crazy about an alternate perpetrator if one of those alternate perpetrators is not alive or not here anymore? And the only one that is there that maybe didn't even kill anyone, but maybe has some kind of involvement, because see, here we go by the facts here, and we go by the receipts. I still am not completely convinced that BK is, I know that there are people out there, BK is 100% innocent. I still don't know necessarily that he is 100% innocent. I need to see more receipts. If I see, if we get actually the full info from Cy Ray, or we get a further analysis. Like if we get info from like Cy Ray that says BK wasn't even at the house, like we have 100% proof that he never was even over there at all, then I would say I would lean towards that. But right now, it's just a theory. Like, I agree with all the stuff. I don't think he turned his phone off. I think his phone just disconnected from the network, and they're playing, just like in the PCA, they're playing with words. Or you got the fog light, the fog light and all that. But without going into all that, back to this comment, I am because this has to do with Kopaka. So
let me reference the 4 brothers. I'll explain this. By the way, before I get into the full explanation of this, the 4 brothers has to do with Othram Labs, and I will break it down because we haven't talked about it for a while. So the 4 brothers comment has to do with Othram Labs, not the Moscow Police Department. However, I do understand what you're saying. Like, there is evidence Moscow had police officers embedded with the fraternities. That's well documented now. We've seen the evidence. There's been rumors about cops maybe being involved with some of the girls in the house, or one of the girls in the house. There's lots of rumors and actual fact receipts, but that's not what we're talking about with the 4 brothers. I'll explain the 4 brothers in detail because we haven't done so for a while. Having said that, I was watching Bronx Tales today on YouTube, and she had a clip from I think it was one of the founders of Othram Labs, and he was bragging about how much DNA they had. We had so much of his DNA, and I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, literally, the DNA you have of Bryan Kohberger's was the size of a grain of sand. You can't see with the human eye, and that is it. There's no other. And he went on the TV telling people we had so much DNA in this case, and he made it sound like it was so much DNA on Bryan Kohberger. They may have had a fuck ton of DNA because there's blood all over that house. They had a fuck ton of DNA, but I'll guarantee you they did not have a fuck ton of DNA on Bryan Kohberger. They had nothing but a skin cell.
Yeah.
Like, it was, and she was ranting about it on her channel, like I'm ranting about it now. Like, what the hell are you doing, coming off and telling America you had so much evidence on we had so much DNA on Coke? You didn't have shit. You had jack and shit, and you weren't even going to use that. All right, let's get to the four brothers. So the reason the four brothers comes up was Idaho State Police first started the forensics investigation and tried to develop. They put the DNA into CODIS to get a CODIS hit. And they didn't get a CODIS hit. And they basically exhausted their ability to do anything with the DNA that they had. So Idaho State Police had contracted with a lab called Othram Labs, which is this up and coming, we're going to convict people on DNA company, and they said, we'll take over the processing of the DNA. So they worked on it. They were given a short time frame to like come up with a hot lead on this thing right now. And what Othram Labs came to was a hit on four brothers that appeared to come from Pennsylvania. Now, before you freak out, for those who haven't heard this for a while, none of those brothers were last name of Kohberger. None of them were in Kohberger's family. They're not Kohbergers. They weren't Kohberger's. He doesn't have brothers. It was four brothers from Pennsylvania that Othram Labs came to. Law enforcement leaned on one of the brothers and said, can we get you to submit your DNA to a public database like Ancestry.com or whatever, so that we can do further testing and developing of the DNA that kind of matches your family tree? And from what I've been told, that brother basically told him to fuck off. Like, no, I'm not going to give you my DNA so that you can try to plant somebody in my family at the crime scene. And again, it wasn't one of the Kohbergers.
Right.
Now, what they eventually told you is what happened was, that's it. Othram could only get it to four brothers out of Pennsylvania. The FBI said, let us take over. And when the FBI took over from Othram Labs, they developed it to Bryan Kohberger. And what they said was, and it was a very tricky, manipulated wording, was we worked up the genetic tree from the four brothers we moved over on the genetic tree and then back down to Kohberger's family. Well, let me explain something to you. At some point, all of us have common ancestry. If you go up the tree far enough, you're going to have common ancestry. So really all they did, in my opinion, was a matter of fuckery with you guys. They literally worked up the family tree until they got to somebody they wanted, which was Kohberger's family, to find somebody that married somebody further up the family tree, to branch over and then move back down to Kohberger and said, look, we developed it to somebody in Pennsylvania, and when we worked up the tree and back down again, we got to Kohberger. Trust it's good science. It wasn't good science, in my opinion. But now they're making the rounds all over TV, telling about how much detail they had. And by the way, yeah, when we don't talk about this a lot, I even get nervous talking about it. I still believe it to this day. I believe I have receipts that an individual that was killed a month after the Idaho 4, Brent Kopacka, an 82nd Airborne 82nd Airborne paratrooper, who was shot and killed in Pullman, Washington, just across the border. Many people thought he was involved in the crime. Many people thought that they went there that night thinking he was involved in the Idaho 4 crime. Brent Kopacka has three brothers, which would possibly be the connection to Othram Labs developed it to four brothers. Brent Kopacka's mother comes from Pennsylvania. I know what their house locations are, the houses that they own in Pennsylvania. They were about an hour away from the Kohbergers in Pennsylvania. So if Othram Labs developed the DNA profile to Brent Kopacka and his three brothers from Pennsylvania, it would make sense. And it would also make sense why they would start to be suspicious, because if Kopacka came from Pennsylvania and Kohberger came from Pennsylvania, they would say, I wonder if these two guys knew each other. And then logic might lead you to, we'll just work up the family tree until we can work over and back down to Kohberger, because we think these two guys might have come from Pennsylvania together, and bada bing, you have your suspect. So,
and don't forget that his ex-girlfriend also is from 1122 Kings Road.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I hear that all the time. Now, that's something I don't have the receipts on, but I hear that all the time. Everybody says it like it's fact, and it may be fact, but I haven't vetted it yet. So, I would just call that, in my opinion, that's my gut. My gut tells me Othram Labs developed the DNA to Brent Kopacka's family from Pennsylvania, and that's how they eventually got it to Koberger. But I haven't been able to prove it, despite the fact that and why? Because they lie to everybody. They lie to everybody about what they did. They won't let you see the science. Ann Taylor couldn't see that. Ann Taylor's defending Brian Koberger, and they literally wouldn't let her see how they developed it to Koberger. They said, nope, sorry, law enforcement secret. We don't have to tell you shit. And she's like, yeah, you do. Constitutionally, a defendant has the right to see the evidence against him. He needs to see how you develop. Nope, law enforcement secrets. We're not going to tell you how we got to it.
Yes, Amanda, you were correct. It's 11.
What'd you do?
11:12. I said 11:22 by accident.
Yeah, 1112.
My mistake.
Yeah. Susan says, you know my theory. Shit, I'm forgetting what your theory is. Shit, I'm sorry. I probably do know your theory, but I have forgotten what it is, so I'm an asshole. Or I have a bad memory, or I'm just old. Whatever you here, just pick I'm old. I'm old, so I forget shit. So anyways, I don't mean to pick on the families other than to say we're living in a massive hypocrisy on this case, that certain people get to make the rounds on television, telling everybody facts that materially change what happened in the case. And they just keep doing it. You know, one day we find out she was beaten in the face. And one day we find out that, you know, maybe another weapon was used. And one day we find out maybe somebody else was the target. You know, like, why do we continually get to have families go out and change the narrative over and over and over again? And yet, if the public questions and says, hey, wait a minute, I thought you fucking, and then we're like, those douchebags will just sit there and talk trash about our family and fucking go away. I'm like, well, then quit changing the story. How about quit changing the story?
If we're told the truth, we're not going to keep asking questions, for God's sake.
And not just,
I mean,
like, dropping bombshell stuff. That's like,
right.
Yeah, I lose sleep over this shit. Yeah. I do lose sleep over this. So anyways, I saw there was a new interview that was released. I think it was newly released from Adam.
Yeah, I watched it.
Yeah, and what'd you think? Yeah, Lauda. Yeah.
So here's the deal.
This was the what did you tell Adam? What did you tell Adam? Or
what'd you tell Adam? So that's exactly the main point. There was no question. What did you like? They did an interview, and then when do you think that would be the main thing you would ask? Like immediately,
right?
Or you even ask anything else? I mean,
so what was it that you told her
what's interesting about that interview when you watch it is that it actually looks like a super official like interview. Like he basically, they tell him like, this is an elimination interview. You know, we can't force you, but we're asking you to give your phone, to give, you know, that we could take your data. Can we take your DNA? Can we do this? Can we get all this stuff? You know, and
by elimination interview, meaning they're trying to exclude him from being a possible.
Yes.
Yeah. Right.
Correct.
Yeah.
And they go through a whole thing like, you know, how well did you know the victims? Do you think anyone wanted to hurt them? You know, the usual stuff. You know, they were all great people. Everyone loved them. You know, when was the last time you saw them? He saw them at the club. I'm waiting. I'm like watching this interview. I'm waiting for the question. What? Yeah. So what did Maddie tell? What were you told? Where is it? Where's the bombshell thing?
No. And here's the thing.
Never comes.
Missy says, and I don't know.
Yeah.
Do you know? Missy says the video hadn't been released yet by the time
it's possible because the interview was on 11. Yeah, it was on 11/18. The interview was November 18th. So that is, but it's still just
just due diligence. You think you would ask a lot better questions, a lot better questions. And again, I go back to, you don't ask questions on things you already know the answer to. So I think they fundamentally knew what happened in that house, and they didn't ask a lot of questions because they already knew what happened. So they didn't really need to do much. They just had to make it look like they did their due diligence and that they interviewed people. But the interviews was really it was a formality. It was to get it on. I feel it was a formality to get it on paper and say, oh yeah, we interviewed that person on this date. Trust us, we ruled them out. So
yep, I agree. Yep, it's a whole trust us, bro.
Right, but there's so many other interviews that weren't done, as far as we know.
Right.
Where's the Banfield? All the guys in the Banfield stopped there from drinking. They weren't interviewed.
Oh my gosh! So we don't have Dago yet, so we're flying a little solo. I was waiting for him to kind of talk about that clip with Steve, but he was too late. And then now I'm kind of like thinking about talking a little bit of Delphi, but maybe we don't have anything to talk about Delphi. But I'm open for suggestions, especially from the chat. Like, fire a question at me, or you guys on the panel fire something that I can actually give opinion on, and then we can have a talk about whatever. Otherwise, we'll call it.
I'd love to hear from the chat what people feel about do they think Kaylee was killed in the room with Maddie, or do you believe now that was, we know her blood is alone on the beer pong table, but
okay, you know what? I'm gonna do a poll. You just made me think of something.
I'm gonna do a poll master.
I'm gonna get the poll. Hold on. I'm gonna get
the poll.
Hold on. I'm going to do a poll, and it's going to be the question. Who was the target? Who was the target is what the question is going to be. And the options are going to be Kaylee, Xana, Maddie, Ethan. I think they only give me 4 options. I was going to say the house in general, but I don't know if I can get 5. So maybe most people don't include Ethan, but we should probably do it. So let's do this. I'm gonna pull the poll up. Start the poll. Who was the target of 1122 King Road? And then the options are going to be Kaylee, Xana. I'm going to say Xana / Maddie because those two kind of actually seem linked. Ethan or the house. Unfortunately, you're not going to get an option for there was no target. You're going to have to pick a target if you want to participate in this poll. So who was the actual, because again, let me remind you, Steve Gonzalez said, I now believe that somebody else, not Kaylee, was the target. Maybe 2 people were the target. And maybe Maddie was one of them. That's what he said. So forget what he said for the moment. I'm asking you what you think. Who do you think the target was of that house? The killer came in for Kaylee, Xana and Maddie, or Xana or Maddie, Ethan, or was it just a random attack on a house? All right, I'm going to fire that off. So we got about 18 votes, 22 votes. We don't have a very big audience tonight, so I'm trying to figure out where we're going to cap it. Maybe, we're off to the races. I'll maybe cap it at like 70 votes if we get that high. We're at 43. We're not going to get the 70 votes, are we? All right, so maybe we'll cap. How about we cap it at 50 votes? We got 43. Can we get 7 more votes in here? There's 46. I'm just trying to get
people. You can.
47. We almost got 50 votes. Let's try to get 3 more votes in there. Oh, we had a 48 with 49. Okay, we're fucking close enough. Here's where we're at. 37% of our audience thinks Kaylee was the target. 48% or 49% think Xana or Maddie was the target. 9% think Ethan was the target, and 7% think it was randomly the house.
Yeah.
Or is the house?
Yeah, I mean, I could see why they think it. I after we get all the info that we have so far, I think Kaylee just, I think her face was bashed in or whatever because she was trying to escape. She was trying to get out.
And let's talk about just from, because we have nothing else to do, and I don't know. Somebody sent me a text. Do you have my personal phone number? Text. Let's see. You might. Some people have my personal phone number. Yep.
So I see in the chat there. We don't know this 100%.
Ethan was involved in a fight.
So I did see an interview. Yeah, there is someone from a sorority that came forward that said she did see Ethan and Santa at the party, and that Ethan did have some kind of like scuffle, argument, little tiff thing with David Loach.
Yeah, so we know that's
kind of a bit, but she was kind of a little bit reserved on it. I don't know, like if she was just a little. It seemed like she seemed truthful, but she's a little hesitant to like really fully come through. But and you're right, and this is a big thing. We've said it on here before. Other than like, obviously someone that's like an immediate boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, close relative. And I guess I would say other roommates who are alive in the house. Other than those people, the first thing that you do, that's why one of the biggest, most common things that they look at, right, is the victim's last 48 hours, last 24 hours.
Yeah.
They have a show. They have a show called 48 Hours. And what do you think would be one of the main things you would look at? Would definitely, if someone
what happened in the hours before the attack,
right? Yeah. And if someone had some kind of argument, that doesn't mean that they killed them, that they're involved, but it's definitely a thread that you would look at. Absolutely. So, is it possible that Ethan did get into some scuffle or fight with Loach? Maybe even had like a full on fight. That still doesn't mean that Loach killed him or that
right.
Two things can be true. Two things can be true. So
right. There could have been a fight that had nothing to do with the murders, and again, you need to follow up on it though. I mean, you need to follow up on it. If there was a fight, it's something you have to have like really ruled out and make sure that you know what happened and everything really truly got diffused and there wasn't spillover. But yeah. The lawsuit of the families has been against WSU been removed from the state and will be going to the federal court. That's the request. I don't know if they approved that or not, but yes, they definitely requested that. I saw that. I don't know if has it been ruled on. I know they requested it. I don't know if it's been.
I think it was requested.
Requested. I think it's in their request stage to move it from. And basically, from what I understand, WSU's position is their rules and guidelines on how to conduct themselves are federal rules and guidelines. So if it's a federal case, then take it up with the federal government. They're the ones that provided the guidelines. So that's kind of the gist of their argument. Like the families are suing WSU for not stopping a killer. And again, let's keep in mind, nobody could have stopped it, right? Nobody could have stopped it. But who do you do? No. You go after a university because they got tons of money. So you go after the money and you say somehow it's their fault. And if you can find a way that you can make it their fault, then they get the deep pocketbooks and you go after them. You don't go after Koberger's family because they don't have jack and shit. You can't bankrupt them any further than they were. So you don't go after the family. You go after somebody with money. So you find an entity like WSU and you sue the fuck out of an entity because they got deep pockets. That's how you make money. And unfortunately, like I said, or not unfortunately, but they basically said, look, we're just following federal guidelines, so take it up with the federal government. So we'll see how that goes. That cat, though, Robin, that cat.
A couple people in chat were like, "Where's your cat?"
What about that cat, though? I mean, he's
here he is.
Again, so I see some people in the chat talking about fake fight, and again, we don't have an official receipt, or we can't even really say it was a fight. The info, because it's not hearsay, it's from an actual person that's claiming they were at the party, so it's firsthand witness. She's claiming that it was like two drunk guys. It was like a small like scuffle. That's all we have. So we can't say, it was a whole. Yeah, I know
right.
We know they left the party, but you can't say they left the party because of that. We don't know that. I mean, you can,
No.
you know, sure, if he was in a fight, he would want to leave. Maybe that it's a good inference, but we don't know that 100%.
Right. So what other kind of questions do we have in the chat? Any other questions to fire us off on something, or you guys have another thing you want to comment on? Tomorrow is usually a day to try to focus. Go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I was gonna say I did it was an interesting video. So Pav had a video today that, you know, and he has some interesting stuff. I do appreciate his research. I don't agree with all of his theories and everything he says, but he did have an interesting take. Now, that doesn't mean that this is, you know, this is absolute truth. This is what happened, but he made an interesting point. I see Dago is here.
Yeah. Do you want? Let's bring him up on stage before you make the points in case he wants to comment. Quick. Hey, Dago, what's up?
Hey, Dago.
Oh, forget about it.
What's going on?
Good to see you tonight. I told him you'd be hanging in a little bit later, so good to see
my
you.
apologies for being a little bit late, guys. It's great to be back. Give me 1 second, you guys. I'm trying to set something real fast.
All right, go ahead. 1-1 and
okay. So so the interesting thing is he's pointing to I guess evidence number 48 from the evidence that they tagged, and it's a blood like spot that's on Maddie's door. And it's very interesting because in the actual report, so the whatever her name is or whatever, the forensics person basically saying that, oh no, definitely, you know, no one was, you know, everything happened inside the room kind of, and they weren't up, you know, she wasn't upright. But the interesting thing about the blood spot, that number 48 on it's basically if you open the door and it's like on the little groove of the door, it's very high up. And the interesting thing about that blood spot is that there's no contamination. There's no cross contamination. It's just Kaylee's blood alone. So how is that? How that's interesting because
is it possible cast off? I mean, I know where you're going with it, but is it possible cast off? Because I mean, it doesn't have to be transfer.
The way it is, it's on the, you know, if you open the door, if the door was like completely like the little, like the frame of the door, it's not on the front of the door. So it's kind of almost on the other side of the door as well. So again, you could try to look at a lot of different scenarios, but it is interesting because it's very high up, and it could be, you know, the theory that he basically was saying is that it could be that Kaylee was carried, and when she was carried into the room after she had still doesn't mean she still could have been alive. Maybe she was just knocked out and she had a bunch of injuries, and then they carried her up. And if she brushed against the door, her blood would make that mark on high up on the door. It's an interesting take. But the fact that there's no cross contamination between Maddie and her is interesting on that one spot.
And because she was not a tall person.
No, and they redacted it in the official 155 pieces of evidence that came down. I have to double check. I think Lisa, that might be one of the numbers that was renumbered.
I thought 48 was one of the ones that was
it might be, but it's redacted. The pictures of that thing are redacted in the autopsy. But
you know why? You know why it would make some sense that it would be. I don't know that it was, so we should be careful.
Right.
But why it would make some sense that it was one of the ones that Talbot processed and Payne renumbered is because the other one was Kaylee's blood. Kaylee's blood on the ping pong table was that table was Kaylee's blood that they swabbed and diluted and then renumbered the thing. So if somebody was going through that's just it. Like it would lead major fuckery. If you're going around fucking with the samples that belong to Kaylee and diluting them so that they can't be tested further, is somebody trying to cover where Kaylee's blood really was?
Yeah, great question.
I mean, that's a horrible, horrible accusation to ask to make. But by the way, thank you again for the members. That's amazing.
I mean,
yeah, thank you so much.
I mean, it's not any worse than saying that the knife sheath is probably planted, because I have strong premonition to believe that as well.
Or if you're Nancy Grace, you say the only probative value of the photos was the picture of the knife sheath.
Right. Well, it was pictures of the planted knife sheath. Oh, there you go. There you go. I gotta.
Don't even get me.
I got a bucket of apples and oranges here to throw at you.
Yeah. Did you watch my reaction video to her earlier?
Yes, I did.
Yes.
Oh boy.
You guys, I was being nice.
I warned you. I warned. I know you said you were going to watch it. I warned you last night. I told you.
Did you have to duct tape your head together to keep from exploding?
Yes. I literally had to. I swear to God, there were 3-4 times that I felt like I was going to fucking implode sitting there.
Yeah.
She's just. I don't even think she's human anymore. I'm being honest with you. I don't.
It's weird.
You saw as she inserts herself, she talks about herself like for 15 minutes.
Oh yeah,
every time.
Very narcissistic.
Keith and my twins and my this and we're not talking about your life, you psycho.
Yeah.
And they're on screen when you're doing this. Like, how fucking disrespectful is that? Jesus Christ, you're not. That's why from now on I do not refer to her. She's nasty, disgraceful. Period. That is her name. End of story. That is her name.
Yeah.
I'm looking something up because
she's ridiculous.
Yeah.
God, poor Keith. That's all I'm going to say. That man has been so much unrest. She won't let him rest at all. It's sad.
No, it's true though. I mean, every time she brings him up, and it's very insensitive. I mean, there you have the parents of one of the victims, and you're saying in one breath, "Oh, the hell pics." The pictures from hell, and then you're describing these fucking pictures to parents of one of the slain children.
Right.
Now, come on, talk about tone deaf.
I don't know how to say this to you guys. I don't know how to put this, but these horrific, bloody photographs. What the hell are you doing?
Yeah.
You're fucking insane. I'm sorry, but God.
Wow.
Get a grip.
Get it. I can't believe. There's no. The only photo is the knife sheath. That's the only probative photo.
The only one.
But yet Howard Blum, you know, even he's recounting his what he thinks there. But she didn't ask him that specifically.
Many more will be coming. I'm telling you, many more.
Oh yeah.
Many people are gonna go.
Oh. One thing I wanted to say. So what's interesting, and you mentioned it earlier. There you go. You brought it up.
Yes, sir.
Lee. Lee showed the video of basically Steve talking about the timing advance.
Yeah.
That little clip. So what's interesting is in that little clip, he says that, they just put the pictures out, the things out. They didn't notify him. No one notified him. But that's a lie. Because
that's a blatant lie.
Because in the interview with Nancy Grace, he says that Olivia was notified. Like maybe they didn't.
She was the one that called him and told him it was out. Yeah,
right. But they did notify.
Right. They've done that multiple times. Just as much as disgraceful as sitting there saying these photos were leaked. No, they weren't. There's a write up in the New York Times that states. Okay, it states it right there.
She's I think she said that like 5 or 6 times. The photos were leaked online. Those savages, those
were released.
No, they were released, you liar. Stop lying.
Those true crime trolls. What's wrong with them?
It's amazing how little they try to get the facts right in it. And I wonder sometimes, you guys have said it before, like she doesn't even research these cases. She's just given a script to read. And I wonder if that's true. Like how much does she really know the case and how much does she just a face to put shock value on things and be candid?
I don't think you're right. I don't think she does.
Yeah.
I don't think she knows. I don't think she knows even probably one page of the info that all of us on this panel know.
No, her writer gave her a script and said, read this word for word and you'll be fine. Oh, what does it mean? I don't know, but okay, fine. I'll just read it for you. That way I can get my paycheck, since people that are making money off of the backs of the death of a child are horrible people. But you're sitting here, you dumbass, doing the same damn thing, and these people on your panel doing it.
Yeah.
What?
It's funny. Foxy Rose asks a question, and it's funny because
sorry.
No, it's okay. Foxy Rose says, do you think removing 5 body bags means 5 bodies? And then it's funny because I've had people on the panel who say you never see any body bag come out of that house. So has somebody seen 5 body bags come out? Because most people tell me you don't see a single body bag coming out, which leads a lot of people to say nobody really died because you never saw any body bags. But so when I get a question like, because there were 5 body bags, I'm like, I don't think I've seen 5 body. I think I've seen some photos that had a body bag.
Yeah, I've never seen
those
5
images from
body
Idaho had body bags, but
no,
I don't know.
I've never. I mean, if there is a photo out there, truly, like, let's look at this. That way, the people that believe that it didn't happen maybe would have something else to look at. You know what I mean?
Right. Well, and by the way, showing it. I'm kind of looking to see if I should show it, but somebody sent me in the Discord channel. We have a channel in the Discord channel about true crime photos, the crime photos. It's a restricted channel because it could contain gore. But someone gave me this big shocker. Holy crap, Lee! You have to look at the new photo of Xana that leaked through of Xana in the bedroom, and it was a hallway shot from the living room, looking down the hallway to Xana laying on the floor, or so they say. And 100%, I think it's an absolute AI faked video.
AI.
She's not wearing the right clothes. She doesn't.
The one where she spun around with her head facing the door. I saw that.
Yeah, and I'm like, I keep. This is the problem we have. People are going to try to make their 15 minutes of fame by faking photos. So it's fucking. It's horrible. if you make a show about that, you'll look like an idiot.
Yeah.
And I have to think that that's the problem. They want people to jump on it and make a fool out of them, saying, "Oh, you guys will fall for anything. You guys are making up shit." And it's like, I'm not.
Probably it was most likely put together by a guilter. Truly,
those are the trolls for like.
Right. You know, I think she was wearing like a black dress. It
was. She was wearing black in the fake photo.
And I told people, I'm like, I'm 99% sure that's a fake photo. That's not the body position.
I'm 100% sure.
I feel like I almost never say anything's 100%. That's the only reason I say 99, because I almost never say I'm 100% sure of it.
No, it's absolute. When they first showed it to me, first off, she's wearing full clothes. She's not in her underwear like they claim she was in the reports that are real, and she's facing the wrong direction. So whoever did that,
it's just not it. It's not a crime scene photo.
Not at all.
And it bothers me because, again, that's the kind of trap they'll lead YouTubers into. They'll put something out. I don't know who did it. It could have been another random person, or it could be somebody trying to discredit the community, hoping that everybody will jump all over it, talk about it, and go, look at these sick bastards who will just create photos and put it up there and then talk about it for hours. Like, I didn't buy it because we're one of the more reputable channels, like you as well. Like, we're not going to fucking.
Let me say this, then, Lee. Yeah, thank you for putting that photo out. That way we can prove that we're here for the right reasons, and that you guys that are doing this are idiotic. So thank you.
Yeah. So
that proves that we do our homework, folks. Just saying.
And we have integrity.
Some people are asking for the link to the Discord.
Oh yeah. So do we have that handy, or do you want me to grab it?
I can grab it.
All right. This is why you have people. I'll have my people call your people, and we'll do lunch.
There you go. There you go.
I've been waiting to say that my whole life. I'll have my people call your people. We'll do lunch.
Let's do lunch.
Just make sure it's keto friendly.
Yeah. right. So by the way, do I want to go there? I don't want to be the guy that teases shit and then doesn't deliver. But a few of my panelists and I, and Dago hasn't seen it yet. Shit. So Dago, we got some new information in the Mickey Stein's case in Kentucky.
Oh, okay.
And I don't think I've shown it to you. And wow, like it's gonna be some big shit. It's gonna be some big shit. So it's one of those. You ever heard the phrase something passing the sniff test? This passes the sniff test for me. I saw it and I was like, oh, that's legit. That's like I can't prove it, but it passed the sniff test. I saw it and I was like, oh yeah, I think that's fucking legit and that's interesting. So
let's see it, bro.
Well, I can't show it. I can't show it. I'm sorry. That's what I'm saying. I hated to be that guy. I just what I want to do is I want to tell people, look, that case is going to be a monster case. I'm telling you. So, try to get interested in it if you can, because that case is going to be there's multiple cases too. It's the Ben Fields civil case. It's the Mickey Stein's criminal case. That case is going to, both of the cases are going to be monster cases. And I won't be surprised. If you see people mysteriously having accidents and dying during those trials.
I won't either. Truly, I've said that already. No.
Allegations are people have already died in the case. I'm certain one of them isn't an accident, although I can't prove it. No receipts, right? But
right.
Jennifer Hill mysteriously died in the and from what I understand, what Jennifer Hill was going to bring to court is what got her killed. Like she literally was going to bring something to court that fucking got her killed. And then all we hear, I can't believe the lack of integrity of the media. All the media says is she died. They won't even, like, the media doesn't feel like it's like suspicious that a person in a major criminal case or civil case at this point, a major civil case that's going to potentially bring down judges and police stations and whatever, doesn't feel that it's suspicious when one of the lead people on the lawsuit just dies in the middle of oh, she died, so we're just going to drop those charges, and the media is going to say, oh yeah, charges have been dropped, she died. Like, you have no integrity of the media. What happened to you doing your job? You should be suspicious as hell. Do your job. Like, what happened?
Damn shame.
Hello, guys. Den Meatballs Mods have been here listening. All right. State of the Deep is listening. I know is probably not going to make it tonight, so thanks for checking in on the chat and let us know you're here.
What's up, JJ?
If you are done with your thing, you can always jump up with us as well. So do you have any other comments, questions? I know you started talking about go ahead.
No. I was just going to say, I'm wondering if anyone wanted to jump up and ask us a question. Like you said, this is a great night.
So Susan says, do you think the body cams on the hit and run could prove Brian's proper timeline? That's interesting, because maybe it was even you. I don't know. Somebody sent me the 5 hours of body cam footage from the hit and run the night before at about 11:45 at night, right? By the way, you remember when we were arguing about the body cam timing and where we were trying to confuse it and trying to figure out the whole thing? Yes. Was it Zulu time on those and we just didn't know?
But we figured the problem, if you remember though, that I remember when we were watching it, it showed like 3 or 4 different officers and their times were all they weren't all the same. That was what was So not only was the time didn't match, all of their times were different times. Like, what the hell is this?
Yeah. So anyways, I started to watch the video again, but it's 5 hours, and guess what? I don't have in my life 5 hours of time to watch the video. So I did start to watch it. I know, and you can't even transcribe that shit. So you can't even have somebody hey, can you transcribe this? Like, can I have YouTube? No, you can't, because it's 5 hours of body cam footage. You need to see it. But it's it's across from the Pimlico Apartments. It's very near the Steptoe Apartments where Kohberger was at, and the Pimlico Apartments where Kopacka was allegedly at. In fact, there's an image, we've talked about it before, that appears to show Kopacka walking right by the accident scene at that night,
which is his evil. His evil twin, or it's his evil twin, right?
Right, and again, if he's there, it makes sense why Kopacka said he lived at the Pimlico Apartments, even though he was killed at the Coffee House Apartments, which is a completely different cross-town kind of place. So I don't know. So I had a question. Do I think that could prove Brian Kohberger's proper timeline? I don't No, that hit and run happened at 11 something at night. I don't know. Well, if it went for 5 hours, that might put it in. Wait a minute. So I see what they're going with that, right? That's on Brandy Way or whatever. That road, Koberger would have to drive past the accident scene to get out of town in theory. So why don't we see Brian Koberger drive through that accident scene with his fancy white Hyundai Elantra that either has 2 or 4 doors and either has clip-on fog lights or doesn't, and all that stuff? I mean, do we see that? I don't know.
Not that. Yeah,
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I think we've had that question come up before.
Yeah,
I agree with that.
I had a question. I had a question for Dago. I know it was one of the things he wrote down. So I don't know.
Yeah, what's up?
If you looked at. I know this has come up a few times, but now that we're kind of pretty, well, this suspect vehicle 1 is definitely not BK's car. So we know this suspect vehicle 1 seems to be, seems to be a 2-door, right? A 2-door Elantra.
I mean, yeah.
And has fog lights. My question to you is that we should. I don't know how we can. We've talked about it before. This Elantra, this white Elantra that was in that accident, looked like it was
Oregon, yeah.
Else. How does that match to the car with fog lights? And
that's a good question, sir. I don't even remember if the Oregon car had fog lights or didn't have fog lights now. Interesting. That's it. Let me rewrite this. But I will.
Because you have nothing better to do but spend your entire life.
Not to give anyone more work, but
no. I mean, I love that. If you don't mind, by the way, Lee, I threw something backstage. I'd love for you to. We went looking for the car today. Me and you know who.
Oh yeah. Yeah, looks like you got a little uniform on.
I had to carry him around. He couldn't see high enough to see the cars, but we went together. Me and Officer Payne there. Kind of cute.
Looks like
we had dinner together.
What
yeah,
a cutie.
We had a whole.
It looks like you got a couple of suspect vehicles in that photo. I can see it looks like a Camry.
Yeah. We were trying to figure out. He swore up and down it was 2011, but he kept saying fog lights, Papa, fog lights, and I'm like, I don't know, man. I don't know, buddy. Fog lights, Papa. Right there.
That would be hilarious. Fog lights, Papa.
Oh yeah. Molly put it together a whole thing, you guys. I just wanted to give you guys a little laugh on that one.
That's awesome.
Yes, there's a lot of these that you're gonna be seeing here. So anyway, but no, I honestly don't know 1-1, and I really do want to know now because I've never thought about that whole thing. So I'm gonna be going and looking at the Oregon footage to see if I can find that, to see if that car has, if you can tell of it. I know the front end's wrecked on the one corner. I couldn't tell though.
Right.
By the way, for nobody that caught on to that, that was me and Officer Payne going out for a day. For nobody that caught
that. He is a little young for the job, I think.
I mean, he's the right size, though. That's all.
Wow.
Hey, I'll take him. You bring him to my precinct.
Yeah,
there you go.
100%, buddy. 100%. But yeah, anyway, like I said, I just wanted to throw you guys a little laugh tonight. Yeah, I'm going to look into that. That's a good point, 1-1, because I'll say this. I've always had questions. I don't care what they say at this point. And truly, I never did. But the Oregon car, I'm sorry, there's no coincidences in this case anymore, as far as I'm concerned. So there's something about that car that has to be involved, in my opinion. Based on the names that we knew that were on the title at one time, that's a big problem to me.
Right.
It's the coincidences are just stupid.
Right. I know the whole big thing with that. I know there's that whole thread with Mowich and whatever, but I don't even care about Mowich. That doesn't even matter to me. Whether Mowich is part of it or not, I don't care.
Right.
I just I'm curious if that car that matches, a car that we see on camera and we see all over the place.
Yes, sir. 100%. And now we've seen another vehicle, by the way, that has.
And you see in the chat. See, even just this thing. See in the chat, people. I get
white
people,
Hyundai
there are people
Elantra
saying that.
Yeah.
People are saying that it's a hatchback. It doesn't have fog lights. Then other people are saying that it does. That it does have.
That looks like the same vehicle from the back, but
that's a 4-door though.
That's a 4-door with tinted windows. Brian's windows weren't tinted, but that's okay. That doesn't mean that this is not the car. Can we get a better frontal shot of it?
The only frontal shot has the bumper torn off, so you couldn't see the fog lights anyways.
Oh, interesting. Shit.
So the bumper's right there.
Yeah, you can't tell. Damn it. Is there any ports for him? Does it look like?
Let me see if I can get another photo. I'll remove this here.
Yeah, maybe blow that one up a little bit, because if we can see the inside of it where there would be wiring or something, maybe. Gene Romaine, welcome. Good to see you. What's up, Kim?
This is a little interesting.
Uh-oh.
Okay, hold on. Stand by.
Lay it on.
All right. I'm doing this live, so
do it live.
Let's hope that doesn't bite me in the ass. There's a video here. Hold on. We got a commercial.
Yeah.
Of
it
course.
looked like that looked like a good picture.
Yeah, it did.
It was a good picture. The problem is I'm trying to roll the video, and I got to
roll that beautiful bean footage.
Yeah.
All right. Let's hold on.
Are they trying to sell you a vacation?
We pause now for a commercial break. 11 seconds. Here we go. Hold on. We're probably getting watchers get flagged for playing a commercial.
Right.
Oh my God.
Like you get flagged for everything, but
helping them out.
All right, hold on. Let me see if I can expand this. Full size.
Absolutely. Thank you, Straight from the Horse's Mouth, for that. Appreciate that very much.
Yeah. I tried to pause it there.
Look, it looks like it.
Fog lights to me, buddy.
It looks like fog lights to me.
Fog lights.
Oh,
We need
a fog light. That is a fog light.
Well, I'll be.
How about that?
Oh, wait. Never mind. They said it's not related to Idaho 4, so that kind of solves that right there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That solves it, because we know the media is always right on it, and they're very, very accurate. And
because the internet said it, that must mean it is what it is.
True. Yeah. Good enough.
Yep.
Good enough. We can stop watching. They told us it wasn't the vehicle, so we can move on with that.
Yep. Take them at your word.
Oh my gosh. Well, yeah. So that vehicle may have had fog lights. It kind of looked like it, didn't it?
And I've always had issues with that car, you guys. Always.
Yeah.
Truly always, because.
And the owner, the registered owner was
Estes'
girlfriend or wife of the Aryan leader.
Well, that was one of the names on the deed, but at one point, also, from my understanding, I believe that Scott Estes' name was on that car as well, who was one of the owners of the 1122 house as well. So if you tell me that's going
crazy,
I'm going to get up and leave right now if you tell me that's going.
Yeah, I don't know. Somebody says, why does that vehicle look different than the one when I popped up Google? I don't know. I just searched for Oregon Elantra and Idaho 4, and it popped up with several articles from the New York Post, which clearly is a very reputable I know some people don't trust it. I'm being sarcastic with that, but several places had a picture of the same vehicle. We watched one from KTVB, Channel 7, and then one from New York Post.
Thank you, Vonda. God bless. Appreciate that very much.
Yeah. Thank you very much. So, this is what makes the wheels go round and round. The wheels on the bus go round and round, round and round, round and round. All right. So, and by the way, apparently I got to figure out how to split the money so that Robin gets $5 in treats for the kitty cat, because somebody's like, that's for the cat.
Yeah, because he's starving, you know.
That way he's sitting on your head.
Yep.
Come get me food, Mom. Right here. I'm hungry. He cracked
check yak on me, okay? Just
Somebody said, check your what? Check your what? Check your camera.
There you go.
What is that icon of? Check your. What's that? Check your camera.
Camera, maybe.
Check my phone.
Maybe. Okay.
If it's my phone, I got too many people who. phone number. It's not on my phone.
Yes,
Check
I'm
the
live
camera.
again.
Something wrong with my camera? Is this thing on? Hello?
Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you see me? Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, I don't really have anything particular to talk about for the rest of the night. If you guys want to wrap up early, we can do that. If you guys have something you want to fire at me for a conversation topic, or if somebody in the chat wants to come up, or if somebody in the chat wants to fire something at us, this would be a great time, because it's kind of a low night. Check your email. The problem with my email is I got like 5 email accounts, 3 of which are very much tied to that. Yeah. Let me see. I'm going to check my email. Email from a female. Whatever. Let's see.
And that's from
that's
from Cat.
Well, let me ask you, one. I saw you were. I think you were in there for a little bit, and Robin too. What did you think of my reaction to Miss Nasty Disgrace?
Well,
I
you're
had
quite
the same-
entertaining, that's for sure.
Yeah, I had the same kind of reaction. I just.
It was worse.
We haven't really heard from the family in a while or whatever. So that's why I forced myself to watch it. It was doubly painful watching it a second time now. But yeah, I agree. I agree with you. I don't like to, again, people have different tastes, different views.
Sure.
And I don't, and that's fine. People can like whatever they want to like, but she's just, she's in a whole nother galaxy.
Yeah.
Really. I mean,
she's in a different mental space than most human beings. I agree with you.
Yeah.
Did you guys? Now, let me ask a question, if you don't mind, Lee, of course.
Yeah, go for it.
So there was a lot of statements made by Steve where he stated that they found out when she was asking one of her dumb questions that there's a lot of new stuff. And of course, going back to the same old things that he says a lot, is that it was sent out to media first and then we get it after that, and stuff that they were never getting. Do you guys believe that they haven't seen half this stuff, that this is all new to them? I mean, do you guys truly, and either way, whatever your answer is fine with me, but do you truly believe that?
That's a hard question, man.
I thought that they said that they were given a memory, like a memory stick or something.
That's what I thought too.
I'm pretty sure it was either Steve or Christy. One of them said it at the plea hearing, because now the case is over. There's nothing else. They were given like a drive. I don't know what was on the drive, but I assume it would be all the pertinent info.
You would think.
This has been more than once. Go ahead.
So many different things. It's hard to keep track of what's real and what's lies.
I could have sworn, and I could be wrong. So let me get this. I could be wrong. I could have sworn the Gonzalez's also said, or I think it was them, said that just before the sentencing, where the families got to do their kind of victim impact statements, that they were all going to be allowed to go to Hippler's office and get more details so that they would be fully prepared on what they wanted to say. And so they would get more. And I thought they were brought in to see more of the details so that they would get it right. But I don't know if that happened or not. But there's a lot of things that fucking don't make sense in this case.
Yeah.
There's a lot of that has been said a lot by them. They said it on the interview they did with Chris McDonough. They said it in many different times. They've said this now. So at this point, and I mean this with all due respect, but I'm starting to not believe this. Truly, I'm sorry.
Was there a follow-on, or did you just
I'm starting to not believe that they haven't seen some of this stuff. Okay.
Yeah.
But here's my question though: if it is true that they have seen it or they haven't, why? What's the purpose in this? What is their aim? Okay, that's my question. Sorry.
Yeah. Let's ask this question. Again. I've showed it before, and I'll show it again. The FBI responded to a FOIA request, and it basically said they're not going to tell. They have information I'm asking for, but they won't show it, in part because it possibly could be connected to somebody in witness protection or a confidential informant. Now, granted, they say in the response, this is a blanket response we give to everybody, but it just happens to list every single person asks for anything. It may be that you're not getting things because it could involve a witness protection person. Whatever. And I think that's because by simply stating it sometimes and not others would tell you that it must be the case. So they just put it blanket on everything. But the point being is that if the federal government was involved because there was some kind of confidential information, then is it possible that, yes, even the families didn't know shit about this case? Maybe the families, maybe the defense, maybe no one was allowed to see anything because it's all been covered under some big hidden federal, national security. Nobody's allowed to see. Trust us, bro. We got this mentality. So
it makes sense. That makes sense. It's just that, like, I've heard this so many times, and I'm like, I gotta ask somebody else. Like, what do you guys think?
Yeah.
And of course, I wanted to ask you all, so I always get your opinions.
Here's the thing. This is what bothers me. I kind of let out before you got on, Dago. I kind of let out with this. Why is it acceptable for certain families to come on and change fundamental details in the case almost every single time they open their mouth on national TV, and then call everybody dirtbags for talking about the case and questioning, hey, wait a minute, earlier you said this, now you're saying this, and if we question it, we're pieces of shit. But they can keep changing the story all the time.
Your mic is cutting out.
You just had a problem with your mic, Lee. It like cut in and out real quick. That's a great question. Truly, that's a great question. It shouldn't be allowed, but I mean, I feel like they have the upper hand with everything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're pretty much allowed to do what they want to some aspect. I guess, for lack of better terms, in that aspect. I'm just saying. I don't know.
Which is completely wrong.
Yes, I mean, it shouldn't be that way at all. I don't know if you guys discussed. I don't know what you guys discussed, so I'm sorry if I'm bringing something up that's not. I couldn't wait to get here tonight to talk about these things with you, and now I'm forgetting.
And now you're blanking, right? And now you're blanking.
The statement that was made. Okay, let's go with the statement that was made on News Nation, where he said oh my God, what the hell is going on here? I think I'm like brainwashed now today, or something overdone or over whatever.
Two people.
You're putting a lot of hours.
Yeah, that point there, the two people thing. Did you guys discuss that already?
Yeah, we
brought Steve Gonzalez's comment about how there was two people that were targeted.
Yes, okay.
Yeah, in fact, we could play it again. Shit, we already got one copyright strike. Let's see if we can do it twice. I could play it again.
Did you get hit for that?
No, I just teased. I said we're probably going to because.
Oh, okay.
But I don't know that we're going to actually.
Yeah, so. He brings up the timing advance thing and then says that there were two people. He believes that Maddie's one of them. All that stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, shit. Of course, I backed away from it.
That's all right. Don't worry about it then. No big deal.
Right, yeah.
I mean, being that you've already watched it and talked about, like, what are your thoughts on that since I wasn't here for that?
Well, I mean, I ranted for quite a while about it.
Yeah. The timing advance report is really sticks out to me as far as what timing advance reports are we talking about? Brian Koberger's? Are we talking about somebody else's? I mean, he doesn't elaborate as far as whose timing advance reports we're discussing.
What I wanted to know, what the hell does the timing advance reports have to do with maybe Xana and Maddie? What the hell does that have to do with that? That's weird to me.
That's the point that's the point I was making. So allegedly, all the timing advance records are going to show you on Brian Koberger is whether he was heading to Moscow or heading to Wawa Park. That's it. That's it.
Yeah.
So how can, knowing more about the timing advance records, I now believe that two people in the house were targeted and it wasn't? Like, how could it tell you who was targeted? Either the car was going to Moscow or it wasn't going to Moscow. That's what the fucking timing advance records show. Unless you're not telling us that the car picked somebody else up. And now you know that they went somewhere and picked up somebody. And now that you know because of who they picked up, you know who the target was because of who they picked up. That might mean something. But if all it was is Koberger left the house, then the timing advance records don't tell you dick about who the target was.
Well, according to them,
according
to them, they didn't have Koberger's timing advance records, remember? Which I know is bullshit, obviously. But
Right.
Well, the only other thing would be, okay, We still don't know. Did Xana and Ethan walk home? Did somebody drive them? Where, could those records indicate that they were with someone else?
I mean,
if someone was giving them a ride home,
100% possible. 100, and that would tell me that they truly do have a timeline for Xana and Ethan, which I've always thought that they do, but they just won't give it to us. Well, here we go.
Right.
Okay. If they do know it, which I believe they do, because they had that stuff. Okay. If they do know it, now this is where I'm going with this. This is why I asked you guys this. I believe they do know the timeline for Xana and Ethan. Here's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's never been put out here. Okay. They gave us some generic bullshit at 1:45 in the press conference. That's it. Never more after that. Okay. And they're asking, we get little bits and pieces from people from interviews, blah, 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 whatever. Fine. Why are they not telling us the actual timeline for Xana and Ethan? There's some reason why we're not getting that. And I think that is the bomb right there. There's a reason why they're withholding that. There's a reason why we're not getting that. I mean, I'm not trying to, maybe it's not that serious, but I think it is. I think that they're withholding something, and that information is 100% the answer to it.
And again, fundamentally, it bugs me because this is what I ranted about Steve's comment, because it means one of two things. It only means one of two things. Either Steve does have inside information that we've all been lied to about.
Yep.
Or he's just watching YouTube like we are and coming up with his own theories and changing what his theory is based on what his new thought of watching YouTube is as well, while simultaneously shitting on everyone on YouTube for talking about the case. Like, he either knows something or he's just making up new theories and going on TV stations talking about his latest theory based on what he saw on YouTube.
Well, here's my thing, Lee. If he knows something that he saw or heard or read or whatever that is related to timing advance, then you know something specific about two people.
Yep.
You said two people. Yeah. And we know for a fact that they had Xana and Maddie's timing advance records. That's a fact. It was in the report. Those are the two people, in my opinion. And we all know the theory behind those two people and who their family is and who their parents were. Just say it, Steve. Okay? Just say it. Okay? At that point, you already, the Band-Aid's halfway off. Just rip the fucker off and be done with it, okay? That's what I'm trying to point out. He obviously, either that or he's bullshitting. It's one of two, but I don't think he would for making that statement. So you know something that's in those records that completely flips this story, in my opinion, and you're not going to say it because you know what's going to happen if it comes out.
Right, and it's so freaking frustrating to me that it would be one. It would be a whole different thing if he would do the whole, hey, look, I can't tell you what I know, but we know some things. Hold tight. It's going to come out, whatever. That would be one thing. And yes, it would tease everybody and we'd be all angry. But the telling stuff, then changing the details, and then telling stuff and changing the details, and then calling people pieces of shit for getting the details wrong. It's just disingenuous. It doesn't feel right. So
that is a fact. And one more complaint I have that I've already somewhat complained about. And you're going to sit and say, and again, all due respect, but you can't do this, okay? You cannot attack people and say that they are, oh my God, come on, Dago, get your head out of your ass tonight. That they are making a buck, okay, on the death of your child when you're sitting on a panel with a woman who is, her net worth is $25 million because of what she does day after day after day, doing the same damn thing. How is that even okay with anybody?
Right.
I looked up her net worth today, and it's $25 million fucking dollars, folks. And she's making more than any of us. We're not making shit, Lee. We know that, okay?
Right. That's why I get so mad when people keep accusing us of making money off the families. I'm like, how much is Nancy Grace making off the families? Like, I just...
It's way more than we're making. Way more than we're making. I can promise.
I'm sure she gets a nice booking fee for CrimeCon every year.
Her house is gorgeous. They showed that in the BMW that she drives to work every day. I sure as fuck ain't driving a BMW.
Nope.
And my house is 110 years old. So you tell me.
It's the hypocrisy knows no bounds is one of the phrases.
I'm sorry. I had to voice that. Hypocrisy
knows no bounds.
Yep.
Oh my We had somebody earlier who said this was their first night here. Did they ever ask a question so we can get their question highlighted? Because I wanted to make sure we highlight that. But
I hope I didn't
see this. So
what other audio is out there that we don't know about?
Well,
this
good question.
The big fight that Jules is having, because we basically kind of have proof that the video audio from 1112 Kings Road there has audio if you look at the documents, but it was not given to Jules, and based on what they have about that, so the 12:30, I'm talking about like 12:30 to 2:30 or 12 a.m. to 2:30.
Yeah.
Someone has that video audio, and there is audio. But
I'm certain at this point, they're just literally never going to show anybody anything that deliberately contradicts the story they've told. And the only way we're going to get to the truth is accidental, quote unquote, accidental leaks, where some agency accidentally leaks a photo that blows the lid off of everything. And then it'll be our mistake. Because there's a massive cover up in this thing.
A whistleblower too.
Yeah.
But
that's a good point. Like, how do you think in this type of a case a whistleblower would come forth on this?
I don't know. Like it would
know.
Yeah, I mean,
who's going to let them come forward? If we're talking mainstream media, is mainstream media even going to listen to anybody?
Right. No, mainstream won't. They would have to get they would have to get somebody's YouTube channel that has a lot of views to be able to even get a chance at it. And then their life would be in danger probably as well.
There's that. Right. And would they be believed? That's why I'm asking that question.
Yes.
Right.
With everything that's happened here, it's kind of like, in my opinion, the boy who cried wolf situation. Would they be believed, or would they just say, oh, whatever, more bullshit in the Idaho court case, and sweep it under the rug and move on?
Yep. I mean, they've done a really good PR campaign of, even when something comes out proving that the official story is bullshit, they still shame people for bringing it up. Because again, the answer always is, I don't know why you assholes are still talking about it. He pled guilty. Like literally at this point, it doesn't matter if you prove it was wrong. We just go, well, he pled guilty, so shut the hell up.
Right.
But are we going to see a change because of Howard?
And Nancy didn't even let him say his new theory.
No.
Yeah. She doesn't want to hear that.
She was too busy attacking BK's family and his sister.
Talking about the hail pick.
That made me sick. And I'll say this, as much as I can't stand Skeletor and Frodo, at least they, because I followed up with watching the beginning of their little thing between those two, and they refuse to go at his family like that. And I'll give him that much as I can stand him. Like, she does not care.
No.
Her and her evil twin sister she had on there with her were just trashing like Melissa and everybody else. And I'm like, what right do you have at all to say anything like that?
She kind of made her bread and butter, though, being that way. She kind of made her bread and butter being very offensive and getting people all worked up. Some people make their bread and butter by pissing people off and getting them worked up because, you know, even hate means views. Like, I'll tell you this. I'll tell you this, and Dago, you probably featured this as well. For people who talk about us being clickbaiting, I had a video that exploded because a fight erupted in my chat, and they were going at each other. And I could see how, from a perspective, the best thing that could have happened to me is for them to start fighting in my chat, because it blew up the video and everybody started fighting with each other and sharing it, and they fought with each other. And I'm like, I don't want to be that guy.
No.
I don't want to have a video pop off because it made everybody fight. That's not what I'm about. But other people were like, fuck, that's the sauce. I'm going to make everybody pissed off and fight with each other because it makes the fucking video blow up.
It does work. And there's a lot of people that will do that. And I'll say this right now. That's great. That's grand. I get that's how she is who she is. But yeah, guys, her bread is stale and her butter's fucking spoiled. Okay, I'm tired of it. It's enough, truly.
Yeah,
like somebody needs to be hold her, somebody like her, anybody like her accountable. Like, this is enough. Okay, it truly is enough. Like, you can't.
But they don't though. And as soon as she's had other cases or anything else you see, I've seen other people sometimes that just try to have they just try to like start to have a different opinion or say something, and she cuts them off like immediately. she'll just cut him off. It's like, why?
Yeah, she did it to Christy twice. Like, you have
that.
She has no respect for anybody. Nobody. Not even her own damn self, which I don't blame her on that one, but
she makes a good living at it, though. She makes a good she makes a good living at it.
It ain't worth it to me. I would rather live in a fucking cardboard box in the sewer than to be that person. I'm sorry, you guys.
Right on.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, you'll see her at CrimeCon. Maybe
I know.
Yeah.
I know. I hope, by the way,
ask her for
an autograph because
ask her to go for a coffee or something and see if she's really like. Is this all an act? Is it all like?
I couldn't.
I thought that once. I thought, you know what? I wonder if I bump into some of these people, if I'm going to find out that it's all like, dude, that's just my stage presence. I'm not like that in real life. Like, do they put on a show, a performance for money, and it's not what they're really like? You kind of think that's their personality, but maybe that's just a show.
That's why I could never. I've always said that from the beginning when I started this. You guys will get what you get. You get the real me in here or in here. I cannot be fake. Like, I can't stand fake people. I don't care if you consider yourself an actress or not, because nope.
Yeah.
Oh God, it's so like I'm gonna not sleep tonight, you guys, because I'm gonna sit here and think about this evil creature and what she does, and just it bothers a lot. I mean, it bothers me a lot, honestly.
Yep, me too. Me too.
It is like Jerry Springer in some ways.
And I do have something about Luigi.
Yeah, what up?
Well, did you see what's his snoot? That Joel Seidemann? He filed a letter today requesting that Judge Caro set a July 1st trial date for the state case.
Oh,
it's disgusting. Yeah, and I think Karen fired back. This is completely unfair. What you guys are doing is completely unfair. So yeah, I think I caught a little bit of that. I haven't read all the documents, but the gist of it was, yeah, they want to full bore push Luigi into a state and federal prosecution on top of each other, which is completely unfair to the defense. You can't prepare for two different trials in two different courtrooms in two different jurisdictions at the same time.
Yeah, hell, they wouldn't even let him go to Pennsylvania.
Right. And it might be just that the state is trying to push their weight, right? Because the federal government originally said the state was going to go first. And maybe the state's just trying to push it and say, no, we're going first. And so making somebody shit or get off the pot and decide who's going first. But I don't know. Maybe they think the first person that actually starts the trial is the one that wins.
Yeah, that's wild. Like, did you? Oh, yeah, that's another one. Did you guys see the? I don't know what is wrong with me tonight. The WSU lawsuit got bumped up to a federal level, and the state case is closed.
Well, again, we talked about that a little bit. I thought that was the request. Have they ruled on it? I know that the WSU is asking for it to be moved up to the federal level, but did they get it granted or not?
I thought it was granted. From my understanding, it's done.
Well, that's interesting.
How I took it.
Yeah. I thought it was just a request. And again, the basis from that, as I understand it, is, so the families sue WSU for allowing this to happen when they should have had procedures in place to stop it. And WSU's response was, we're just following federal guidelines. So take it up with the federal government. It's not our problem. We're following federal guidelines. So make it a U.S. government problem, not our problem.
They granted it, from my understanding, and closed the state case. So
yeah, that's what somebody else said too. Granted. So yeah,
that's kind of interesting to me, because at a federal level, that would impede, or that would make me believe that there's going to be way more discovery brought forth if that's the case. I mean, I would imagine, and if you guys think I'm right or wrong, I just sorry, I didn't mean to take the subject from Mangione. I just remembered that though.
No, we're kind of bouncing around. We've got questions in the chat. Go ahead, Robin. What'd you say?
I was just going to ask, at a federal level, then, could that potentially pull in more info? But I say potentially, like from the FBI.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I was wondering.
Could that be a thing?
Yeah, it could be. I mean, they have to have a discovery process. So if they don't settle, they'll have to show. They have to show what they got.
Oh, Nick Balance. Come on, man. Cough up to this
That's
shit,
my
man.
thought too. That there would have to be like, obviously we know that federal is way like heavier than what a state would be, so they would have to have more coming from the federal level. I did not get to watch that yet, Joe or JJ.
Yeah. We're kind of bouncing all over the place. That somebody had asked the question, what does Mangione have left? What charges? He has lots of charges left. I mean, first of all, Margaret Garnett in the federal case hasn't ruled yet on whether or not they're going to remove the charges 3 and 4, which also carry the death penalty. So we're still waiting on that. So we got like 4 charges in the federal case. He's got all the charges, the second-degree murder charges in the state case, plus he's got charges in Pennsylvania that are hanging over his head for gun possession and false identification. So Mangione's got a crap ton of charges still left. Just to summarize that.
Yes.
Yeah. So what else?
I don't know. I don't want to jump people all over the place. I didn't mean to do that. I just was thinking of stuff that I was thinking about earlier. I planned this in my head, like the whole day, what we're going to talk about in here. Cause I always want to run these things by you guys, and I didn't get a chance to. I got all jacked up today on this. So my flow got disleveled or something, you know?
We'll have this.
But a lot of people have asked me about that Corner Club footage. I have not yet seen it yet.
Oh, someone wanted to see my I've got several tattoos, but
I didn't know.
You probably mean the DA tattoo. I don't even know if the light's good. I don't show it. I can't even show it. I can't do it. I don't. It's not possible.
Do it, Captain.
I got several tattoos. I mean, I got tattoos in places I can't even show you on my body.
Oh boy.
But I got for those who don't know, I don't know if you saw that tattoo, by the way. I did a 8-hour plus tattoo job up at Dead God's Tattoo up in the Portland area, and that was awesome. We live streamed the whole thing. I had 2 tattoo artists working at the same time. They gave me a discount because we live streamed it on my YouTube channel, and it was so fun. Those guys were raunchy. They made all kinds of jokes. It was a freaking great evening, and it kept me grounded when you're getting tattooed for 8.5 hours or whatever it was. It was awesome.
Right.
Yeah.
It sounds like fun.
Yeah. So what else?
I'm looking for questions.
Somebody says Tony
Yeah,
Stab.
I put the link out like 3 times and nobody wanted to come up tonight.
Come up here and ask questions, guys. Let's do it.
Yeah.
How far into this are we?
We're 147. We actually wrap up usually in about 15 minutes. So
okay. Well,
case will be in Seattle at a Washington Federal Supreme Court. Which one is that?
Oh, probably the WSU case.
Oh.
The lawsuit. If it makes it there, of course.
Right.
Well, I'm looking through the comments to see if there's anything else we want to address here real quick.
Would Motoman just asked, would more information be sealed and held away from the public in a federal case?
Say what? What was the question? Would more information be sealed and held away from the public?
If it was federal? That's a good question. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, I think what's sealed is sealed, whether it's state or federal. But I don't know. Like, it's a good question.
It is a good question.
I mean, when they throw the national security
tag, I guess that's what I was.
Yeah.
I guess that's what I was asking earlier. Is like, can they, if it is going to be at the federal level, are they more able to hide things away, or do they have to show their cards more? Like, I wasn't sure how that works actually.
I don't know.
I think discovery is discovery, but they still, if things involve like confidential informant and stuff like that, you're not going to see any of that. That's
and the Fed, no. Yeah.
Yeah.
That is actually a good question, Moto. And thank you for the super chat, brother. I appreciate you. I'm gonna have to look that up myself because I'm curious about that now.
Yeah, it's a good question, and I don't know why we don't know the answer.
Right.
We need Allie Benevento. She can
right?
Yeah.
Or tomorrow. Maybe I'll ask that one. I'm gonna write that down to ask Andrew Myers tomorrow. Which yes, I'm gonna be doing that tomorrow. I'm kind of excited for that one.
How was the Attorney General allowed to join WSU as their lawyer? I mean, I think being that Washington State University is a state entity, then the Attorney General of the state could represent them in a case, I guess. I mean, that would make sense to me, but I don't know the law. So
doesn't he have the ability to take control of the case?
I don't know. I mean, I would think that it's just probably provided if they're a party, then the Attorney General would represent them in the lawsuit. I don't know.
Yeah, but well, Twiz just said WSU is a government entity too because it's a university. So
right, true.
That's wild. See, these are good questions, you guys.
We need an attorney on the show.
Yes. There's another one I'm going to write down.
It says, yes, the state attorney general can take over certain legal cases, but their authority varies significantly by state and case type.
Interesting.
So that leads to, why did the AG take over, I wonder?
Yeah.
It says in criminal cases, the state AGs may intervene if requested, if there is a conflict of interest, or if statutory authority permits, such as in multi-county crimes.
What about civil, though, Robin?
It says they have the authority to prosecute and defend all actions and proceedings in which the state is interested. So I guess that's the answer, is that because it's a state thing, they can take over.
I really would like to know why they stepped in.
Yeah.
There's got to be a specified reason, in my opinion, that they stepped into this. Like, truly, it's not just for no reason. That's going to drive me nuts.
Brian says I'm a ventriloquist. That's because my screen freezes every time I look at a different tab on my computer.
Maddie and Santa. Well, maybe they saw something. That's what my thought or my question was. That's probably why I wonder. Didn't DeWine get involved in those? Yeah, Kim, that's true. Our governor did get involved in the Pike murders here in Ohio. So interesting.
Yeah,
that could be. Well, what I'm wondering is if the AG's office saw something within the case and said, wait a minute. We need to get in the middle of this and take control of this now because of whatever reason. And
right.
There's something there to that, I think. And at some point, maybe it'll come out. Maybe we need to delve into it and look.
Yeah. That's very, very interesting.
Title IX thing is a big deal, guys. That truly is a big deal, like for a lot of different reasons. So maybe that's it right there.
Yeah.
And they've been making a lot of people have been making a big deal about the parties that were listed on the WSU lawsuit and which family members weren't listed on the lawsuit. Like I'm trying to remember, you know what I'm saying? Like there was very specific members mentioned and not mentioned.
It's Karen.
Ben Mogan. Yeah.
Now, one thing I do know when the feds will step in is when we read it today, when it goes over $75,000. So it could be because it's a $400 million lawsuit that they were like, we need to be able to control this. That's a lot of money. So on and so forth. So that could be a reason.
Yeah. Patty said she had a question from above.
I'm looking for it right now.
That's what I was looking for too. She's like, I had a question above. I'm like, how far back do I have to go? I can't find it.
We're looking, Patty. Which side? Is she on your side or mine?
Well, I see both sides on mine. Here, there it is. Do you think maybe this is it?
Okay.
Do you think there will be a division between MPD and ISP because of the depth of their investigation versus a cover-up, respectfully? Yeah. So if I understand your question, here's the thing. My gut tells me, and it's purely gut speculation, that several leaks have happened from Idaho State Police that don't feel like they're complete accidents. It's almost, again, if you look at the way Idaho State Police investigated and interrogated or questioned Dylan versus how Moscow and questioned her, it's a whole different way feeling. It almost feels like they're not 100% on the same page, and it almost feels like Idaho State Police is wanting something to slip out that'll show the fuckery, but I could be completely wrong about that. But we talked about it before, and I know that a couple of you have felt the same thing. Like it's almost like someone's purposely making some mistakes to get something out there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Good point.
Yeah.
It does.
Very good point.
Which is interesting because they have to be very careful when they do that, of course, because they could probably get in trouble if they deliberately did it.
Right. Yeah.
Moto again. What did you say this time, buddy? I bet the feds will toss the case in the trash can and won't touch it with a 10-foot pole, or Brian will end up in a body bag before the case even begins. You know, I've kind of wondered that because there's been more statements brought forth. Thank you, Jamie Harris and Moto Man. God bless. Very much appreciated, you guys. Brian possibly hurting himself. Rumors, statements coming out about this. And again, I still feel like that's a seed that they're trying to plant to be able to control a narrative if and when something happens that they may be coming forth is what I'm worried about.
Yeah. Good questions. A little over, like I wasn't prepared for some of these questions. Just some
you guys are,
questions.
These communities are amazing. They are very smart and they think deep. That's
thank you, Susan, for asking a question about some other case other than Idaho. That's been awesome. Yes, I saw the correctional officers patches for Odin We Trust. Are you fucking kidding? I thought that was a joke when I saw it. Like when I heard it, I was like, that's a joke. That can't be real. No, it's one
go even further with that, Susan. Do you know that when they made them remove those patches that they went and got tattoos underneath their eyes?
Oh my God.
Swear to God.
Yep.
Wow.
What the
hell?
And they kept their job doing it. Somebody asked in the chat, I saw that, of all the cases that we all cover, which is the most intriguing, I think was the question.
Yeah.
Where'd it go? For me, I'll have to say that it is right now probably Letcher County, because I already have a feel for what's going on in Idaho. It's obvious fuckery. So
yeah,
intriguing as to what the hell is Letcher County right now.
Letcher County, I don't think people realize just how crazy that might get in Letcher County.
Twisted.
It is way big. It's way more simple than just a guy shot a guy in the judge's chambers. Like
very scary.
Way
right.
But that's the one that I have the most like mental focus on, and it right now, I should say.
Yeah, and in fact, I have a schedule when I try to cover certain cases, and I'm kind of due to do another video about Letcher County tomorrow, and I'm trying to come up with. I don't want to ever force it. Like I never want to force a video on it if it's not
right.
But it seems like that case has got a ton there. I just got to decide what part we want to cover next. But yeah. All right. Well, hey, let's kind of. I know it's been great with the chat. Let's wrap up a little bit for the night. I got other things to do. Like I said, I got a whole freaking video to see if I can come up with something. If I don't, then it doesn't happen. Like I said, I won't force it. That's one thing I'm trying to really not do is like, yeah, I'd like to have a new video out every day, but it's a lot of work, a lot more than you think. So if I don't feel it, I don't feel it. So let's go around the horn. 1-1, Dago, Robin, and I'll close this out. So what do you got, 1-1? Any closing thoughts?
Yeah. Thanks everyone for joining. Meatballs, Denizens, Dago, Robin, Lee. Great discussions. Keep asking your questions. Keep looking. Keep listening. Keep an open ear, and don't be afraid to think outside the box and question. If things don't make sense, or you see contradictions, I mean that's what gets you to the truth. If it doesn't fit, you must have quit, right?
Yeah.
All right. Thanks everyone.
All right. So then let's go, Dago. What do you think?
Well, first off, thanks for having me for the 15 minutes that I got to be here.
You just popped in. Yeah.
Yes, I missed you guys tonight, the full deal. It's great to be here as always. Thank you to the communities for coming together as always and doing this. Thank you to Juan Robin, Mr. Kitty there, and Lee.
Yeah, I had to put the kitty on screen real quick before the kitty went away. Yeah,
of course. Great conversation as always. Of course, I will go back and watch the rest of what I missed because I'm sure it's always amazing. So I'm looking forward to tomorrow. Wait, what is tomorrow? Thursday?
Tomorrow's Thursday. I know.
Sorry,
all blends together.
Losing my mind. Yeah, I'm looking forward to tomorrow night as always. Then can't wait to get into more amazing conversations with you guys.
Yeah, and thanks for dropping by. I know you've been super, super busy, so it's always great to see you. Robin, what are your thoughts on the way out?
Always.
Well, Coda and I thank you for the treats.
Yeah.
I think it was Michelle. Thank you. No, you guys, you are wonderful community out there. We love answering your questions, so keep them coming. I mean, even on the replay crew or after the video, go ahead, leave a comment. If it's something we don't know, we'll look into it. If there's some burning question that you have that you either are a little shy about saying during the chat, during the video, or you don't want to come up on panel, but it's something you really want us to look into, make sure you leave us a comment. We'll be happy to look into it. So, but thanks for coming out tonight, and look forward to it each and every night. So, yeah.
Thank you so much for the great panel again. Hopefully we'll get JJ State of the Deep on tomorrow night. I think he's scheduled to be back with us tomorrow night, I think. So we should have our full panel back in the swing, and that'll be fantastic. Remember that all of us cover multiple cases, and it was great. I feel like some of you really are helping us out. Damn well we're like, we're to cover other cases. So thank you for giving us some softball questions. We can talk about some of those other cases and keep the questions coming because again, every time that we talk about those things, it gives a chance that somebody who hasn't heard it will get a chance to get interested in those cases. Because like you said, there's some nutbag cases that are coming up this year. It's going to be a big deal. And of course, Idaho 4, if they would stop releasing new shit, we could stop talking about it. If you didn't wait for fucking 3 years to start telling people what happened in the case, we wouldn't be talking about it. So don't shit for still talking about Idaho 4 when you've waited 3 years to start telling us what happened. Yep. So there you go. That's my rant for the night. Have a great one. Thank you, everybody. See you tomorrow night.
Have a great night, guys.
Night.
Night, guys.